Think about a time you went somewhere new. You probably had a list of things you wanted to see, but you might have come home thinking about something else entirely. For 8-year-old Volley, a 45-minute bus ride was more than just a trip. It was a step into a much larger world. This bustling town street is what Volley spent months dreaming about. But now that she's reached her destination, she chooses to stay in her seat, watching the town move through the frame of her window rather than stepping out into it. Her preparation for this moment was meticulous. She saved every stray coin, resisting the temptation to buy peppermints or ride the merry-go-round at the village fair. This animated diagram shows the two 30-pace fares she secured, one for the trip out and one for the trip back. Volley's adventure is defined by her independence. She calculated the time, saved the money, and is now successfully executing a plan she created all on her own. The bus eventually turns back toward the village, rolling past the same landscape Volley studied on her way into town. She greets the scenery with the same excitement as before. She watches the palm trees, the distant mountains, and the green fields that seem to stretch on forever. To Volley, the world outside is a beautiful, predictable backdrop. It is a place of endless curiosity, existing solely for her to observe and enjoy. Let's watch this clip of the bus moving down the narrow rural road to remember a specific moment from Volley's trip to town. Earlier that day, she saw this young cow galloping down the middle of the road. The animal was frightened by the bus's horn, and its frantic running made Volley laugh until there were tears in her eyes. At that moment, Volley saw the cow as a source of pure entertainment, a lively highlight of her afternoon in the sun. But on the return journey, as the bus passes the same spot, the scene has changed. The cow is lying dead by the roadside. It had been struck by a fast-moving vehicle. One moment, it was running in front of the bus. The next, it was gone. Volley's enthusiasm vanishes instantly. She stops looking at the scenery and sits silently in her seat, haunted by what she has seen. The text captures her realization. What had been a lovable, beautiful creature had now suddenly lost its charm and its life and looked so horrible. This shift in Volley's mood is clear. The memory of the dead cow haunted her. She no longer wanted to look out the window. The road no longer feels like a game. Volley has reached a turning point. She has moved from simply knowing that death exists to seeing its cold, silent reality on the side of the road. The bus pulls to a stop in the village, and Volley steps off, returning to her home exactly as she planned. Inside, her mother is talking to an aunt who is a real chatterbox. They have no idea that Volley has even left the street. Volley listens as her aunt says, "So many things in our midst and in the world outside. How can we possibly know about everything?" Volley simply smiles to herself. She agrees with her aunt, but she holds a secret knowledge of the world outside that the adults in the room don't yet realize she has seen. Volley set out to be a passenger, watching the world through a glass window, but she returned home having seen the distance between a living creature and the reality of its end. Experience often fills the gaps that textbooks leave open. For Volley, the sight of the cow on the road turned the abstract idea of mortality into a specific, haunting image. The things we learn outside of a classroom often stay with us because we witnessed them ourselves. Look back at a moment in your own life that changed how you understand the world around you.